The greatest source of human joy and pain is found in love and relationships, right? Marriage has always been the most common context for this. Today, many question the viability and validity of marriage and openly wonder if it should continue to be esteemed as the bedrock of modern social development. Yes, it is true. Many victims of these failed marriages and divorced families develop resentment and suppressed anger, which manifest themselves in a generational transfer of broken relationships and emotional dysfunction. Because of the fear of failure, some have plainly stated that they neither believe in marriage nor intend ever to marry also. Yes, the negative press given to high-profile individuals in sports, entertainment, politics and sadly in many communities whose marriages have also fallen victim to the demise of relationships has not helped. But the question is, if we do away with the traditional institution of marriage, what will we replace it with? What more effective and efficient arrangement could we find to secure the level of commitment, loyalty, support, sense of community, and love necessary to meet the basic needs of human spirit? Needs such a love, a sense of belonging and importance, security and mutual respect. But one thing we have to remind that no matter how advanced man may become in science, technology, systems and knowledge, he can never improve on the foundational aspects of marriage as the bedrock of social development. But marriage is such a good idea, only God could have thought of it. In spite of the many failed marriages, broken homes, divorce cases, and disillusioned products of failed relationships, marriage is still a good idea. In fact, it is the best idea. Today, we are going to discuss how the marriages changes the lives of the couple and what are the things we have to follow in order to make our marriage success, and what are the main things we have to follow in order to get the love and respect from other person and mutual understanding. It's a good idea. One major symptom of a sick society is when we attach to our human relationships the same attitude of impersonal transience that we display toward the inanimate and disposable items that we use in everyday life. Marriage is the deepest and most intimate of all human relationships, yet even it is under assault only. Is marriage still viable in modern society? Does it still make sense in our transitory world? Is marriage still a good idea? The answer is absolutely yes. The marriage is still a good idea because it's God's idea. He created it, He designed it, He established it and defined its parameters. Mankind did not simply dream up marriage somewhere along the line as a convenient way of handling relationships and responsibilities between men and women or dealing with childbearing and parenting issues. Marriage is of divine origin because marriage is still a good idea because it is God's idea. So who are sick of marriage, we have to think in such a way that marriage is not mankind, it's a God's idea. So everyone has obeyed to God, we also obey to the God's idea, right? Happy marriage. A happy marriage is not an accident. As with every other area of life, success in marriage does not happen automatically, right? The secret to success in any endeavor is planning, and successful planning depends on knowledge. It is only when we have accurate and adequate information that we can plan for success. If we are so careful about planning for career success, why are not we just as careful about planning for success in marriage? After all, we spend years preparing for a career that may change at any time, and devote very little time preparing for a relationship that is supposed to last a lifetime. If we are not careful, we can end up spending too much time preparing for the wrong things only. This is nothing wrong with going to school and getting an education or planning for success in meeting career goals. The problem is that there are many people who have successful careers but failed in marriages because they spend much time learning how to get along with their boss and no time learning how to get along with their spouse. As with any other endeavor in life, success in marriage purely depends on information and planning. Marriage is an investment and success is directly proportional to the amount of knowledge and time invested in it. Success is not a gift but the result of careful and deliberate preparation only. So think once again, as it is purely different from our career. Loving your partner. In many relationships, as in anything else, knowledge is the key to success, right? But ignorance is very dangerous. Whether we are talking about marriages or about less formal and less intimate arrangements, lack of knowledge is the fundamental and most frequent cause of failed relationships. Conflict and tension arise in relationships most often because men and women simply do not understand each other. They fail to allow for the fact that males and females not only think and act differently from each other but also perceive their environment in different ways. Much of this misunderstanding is due to the mistaken assumption that because males and females are equal in humanity and personality, they have the same needs as well. So success in all human relationships totally depends on understanding and appreciating each other differences only. Loving our partner, whoever he or she may be, and no matter what the relationship, requires that we understand the specific functions of male and female as designed by God, as well as the distinctive needs that arise from those functions. And even we can also say that loving our partner is the best way for the success in most of the marriages.